The Without Fear of Her Future podcast is for women who are passionately pursuing financial freedom through investing in real estate. We are here to empower you to be brave, dream big, and design a life you love. I'm your co-host, Tresa Todd, founder of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network and author of the book, Without Fear of Her Future.
And I'm Melissa Baker, real estate investor and fitness coach specializing in turning properties from drab to fab. I'm here to help motivate and inspire you to build your dream life because, girl, you deserve it.
Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to the Without Fear of Her Future podcast. Today, we're talking about something that both of us are extremely passionate about. We are diving into health and fitness, but we're throwing a curveball where faith meets fitness and where we believe taking care of your body is an act of worship.
Absolutely.
So I'm a certified personal trainer for over 18 years and I've experience with health and fitness and a firm believer that our physical health is deeply connected to our spiritual well-being. I've lived this out. I know what it is. We are going to talk about everything from strength training to soul care, from nutrition tips to renewing your mind with God's word, because being healthy isn't just about looking good. It's about honoring the body God gave you so you can walk boldly in your purpose.
Absolutely.
So, whether you're in the gym, out on a walk, or just tuning in for encouragement, I'm so glad that you're here because we are going to train hard, live well, and grow stronger inside and out, all for His glory.
Yes, I'm hoping that this is going to inspire some of our
Yes.
to say, I'm going to get healthy in this new season.
Yes. And this is so perfect right now as we're kind of coming on the threshold of a new year soon, right? So perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. You know, it was January 1st whenever I made that commitment that I was going to get healthy. Yeah. And I was thinking about that when I knew that we were going to talk about this. It was 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So 15 years before that, girl, I had never worked out. I had never played sports in school. I remember going to the gym, joining a class. And I mean, I really did not know the difference between a lunge, and a squat.
So I'm curious, just knowing you the way I do and knowing that you were in church, you were a believer, you were in the Word, you were doing all the right things. Was there ever a feeling of something missing or I'm not?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
interesting.
Because
That's
health
a great
is all of
question.
it, right?
It was not ever. I until about 3 years before I actually started working out. It was not anywhere on my radar. I didn't want to sweat. Didn't want to, I just didn't, it was just not anywhere on my radar. I was in the medical field, and this was a turning point for me as in ophthalmology, most of our patients were elderly. Mm-hmm. And something that I started taking note of is I would call a patient back and I would know before I called them back, I'm looking at their chart. I know how old they are. Right. And maybe let's just take the age 65. I could call a patient back that's 65 and they just hopped up and came on back and I would do take their history and do their evaluation. And then I could call my next patient who also might be 65 years old. And when I call their name, they can barely get out of the chair. They could barely get down the hallway. And I remember thinking, I was in my 40s at that point and I'm like, which one of these people am I going to be?
Yeah.
I'd never taken care of myself. I didn't really have a weight problem. I was probably 5-6 pounds overweight, but I still wasn't healthy. I didn't have a single muscle. I was what you call skinny fat.
Yeah. Wow, that's eye-opening, though, to see the two same age and it's such a vast difference.
But it still took me several years to do anything about it because I didn't know. So listen, if you're like me and you're listening, maybe you're like me and you don't even know where to start. Mm-hmm. And I had a fear of it. Walking into a gym was very intimidating. I didn't know. And I had been to a gym and had the little trainers show me what to do with the equipment. But once, when I went back the next time, I couldn't remember what I did and how many reps and how does this machine really work. And I was so afraid of looking like an idiot that I just never went back. So, but I began to be convicted and I knew that the Lord was saying that I needed to start taking care of my body. Yeah. And so finally it took that January of whatever year it was, 15 years ago. And I said that was my commitment and I made that goal and I did it. and I've stayed with it for 15 years.
love
And
that.
now I can't imagine life without working out.
Yeah, I do want to say, if you're listening and you can relate to what Teresa was just, you don't know what to do, you're intimidated, it's scary. Stay on here with us
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we're gonna solve that problem for you
Absolutely.
here in just a little bit.
Yes, yes, yes. So we want to be stewards of our body as believers. We believe that our health isn't, again, just about the aesthetics of looking good, but it's about purpose and showing up strong. I have 11 grandkids. I mean,
Yeah.
we both live very full lives, and I want to be here for it. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be that grandmother that's, rocking in the chair. I want to be that grandmother that's, going whatever, ziplining with my grandkids and doing all the things.
Well, you will be. I can definitely see that. So let's talk about what it means to steward our health from a biblical perspective.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
About it, yeah.
One of the favorite scriptures that I know that speaks to this is in 1 Corinthians 6, verses 19, where Paul reminds us that our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And you got to think of, I think of a temple, and in my mind, it's actually a place, right, where you would go, but you would honor, and you would you wouldn't go in and throw trash down. You wouldn't, whatever, you would take care of it, and you would follow the rules, and you would, and I feel like that's our bodies, is that, we want to take care of them. And that verse really changed how I looked at fitness years ago, that it's not just my self-care and how I look, but it's from within, true soul care, taking care of my body. So when we treat our bodies with care, we're not just doing it for ourselves, we're honoring the one who actually created us. So it is an act of worship, right, to take care of our bodies. And that changes the why behind the workout, because it's not just to look good, feel good, which is always a good, that's a good benefit of working out.
Absolutely.
And it's enough to encourage us sometimes to get in the gym,
Absolutely. I had read, gosh, this was before COVID, so maybe 2019, that so many, especially women, will not show up to their family reunion. They will not show up to their school reunions. They will miss weddings and all of that, because when it comes time to go, they don't feel good about how they look. And then they will cancel.
I've done that.
Yeah, isn't that?
I went through a season where I just was not comfortable in my own skin, and there was a funeral that I really I wanted to go, but I knew I was going to be seeing people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I just, because I didn't feel it was shortly after my back surgery.
Yeah.
And I had put on some weight because I couldn't work out. I was doing what I could, but I didn't feel like myself. And I was having to be really careful with what I did because of my back. And I opted not to go. And I regret it, but you live, you learn. And I don't want to be back in that position again, but I do understand that.
I know. And it's
hard.
and it's sad. And then there's this thing, like people, so in that same article I was reading, and this is kind of a cycle that we get into. Maybe it's date night with your husband, and you're getting ready to go, and you put on, and you don't feel good in what you're wearing. So you say, hey, let's just stay home and get pizza, watch movies. Well, now that's what you've done. And so that now you're in a cycle. And so we want to break the cycle.
Yeah.
At some point, for everybody, it takes a wake-up call for you to say, you know what, this is the temple. And I've got to start taking care of this body so that I can be healthy and strong and live. We talk about our health is our wealth.
Yeah.
We teach women, how to get wealthy through investing in real estate. But what is all the wealth in the world if you're at home and you can't go out and enjoy it?
Right. You don't
exactly. So hopefully we're going to motivate you to get in the gym, or you don't even have to get in the gym.
No, we're going to talk about that here in a minute too.
Yeah,
How we can do
I
it
think
from
it's
home.
finding something that you love to do. And there's especially now, you could literally Google ways to get healthy. You could play basketball, or pickleball is so popular right now. You could be a runner. You could kickboxing. You could play basketball. I mean, there's every kind of class for every kind of thing that you can think of. And I do believe that the answer is finding something that you enjoy.
Yes.
What I found for me when I first started was going to classes, because I'm such a social person. To work out with other people didn't seem like I didn't have to deal with those machines.
Right.
I was just had to I deal with what the instructor was telling me to do. The other people that I was with weren't much better than me. And so we were all doing it together, and I loved it. And that's where I fell in love with health and fitness.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start. But there's also programs that you can do at home.
Yes. And for some people that don't want to work out in front of somebody, that's going to be a better option for them.
And, you don't have to have all, people think of working out at home and that they need a bike or they need a treadmill or they need the workout equipment. And you really don't need much. Especially starting out. And even the workouts that we do, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, we use dumbbells and stuff, but even that, there's so many just body weight exercises that you can do to keep your muscles strong
and healthy.
Yes. Absolutely. So let's get practical. Let's just talk about movement. So I've been in training for 18 years. And my take on movement and worship is in strength training, and running is my passion. The Lord really used this. It's really funny. I've always been I was an athlete when I was young, and didn't recognize it as worship at the time, of course. But I was young. When I, came through college, became an adult, raising my kids, I had an active lifestyle, and had always been fairly fit and healthy. So it wasn't as a hard of a transition, but I do remember becoming a personal trainer and the passion I had to help, especially women. That's kind of where my heart was. Find that place of not only loving their bodies, but taking care of their body from the inside out, and that came from a place of me. I was working out and lifting weights and building my muscles, and I was strong. I was really strong. But what's funny is that I would go home and I would get winded going up my stairs. Ooh. And the Lord really spoke to me that, yes, I'm strong. But I was not fit. My heart was not fit. I needed some heart care.
Yeah.
And that was the point that running kind of came back into my life. Distance running. I wasn't a distance runner when I was young. And so I started running.
How many marathons have you ran?
I've done 10.
Woo!
And and I love them. I love to run. It's kind of my passion. It's my stress relief. It's my and then that came about, probably about 20 years ago, I suppose. I've been running that long. But, I didn't start out running marathons. I started out with running a block. That's all I could do. And then I was huffing and puffing and had to stop and catch my breath. But I just kind of would pick new points and I would run a little ways and then I would recover. And then I'd pick another point and I'd run there and I'd recover. I didn't have, 20 years ago, I didn't have a phone to run with. I didn't have the apps to gauge
to a 5K.
Yeah, so I was running to that building or to that stop sign or down that block. I don't know what the distance was, but I do know that in a matter of I would say probably 3 or 4 months of going out and doing that and just trying weekly to increase my distance just a little bit. Like last time I ran to this stop sign, now I'm going to run just a little past the stop sign, or I'm going to run to the next stop sign. And before I knew it, I was able to go do a full 5K and run 3 miles without stopping.
Wow.
And then I felt like, okay, Lord, now I'm strong and my heart's healthy.
Yes, and that's the best place to be.
It is. It really is.
But moving your body, getting out, whether it's walking or running or dancing or, whatever it is, just moving your body every day in some kind of a way is so
really
important.
is. And our bodies, they were created for this. And that's what, we definitely, people have limitations. I understand. I've got some limitations with my knees. You squat down with your knees and and I get jealous and, there's limitations, but our bodies were created to move and to grow with us and to change as we age. And the things that we actually can do and the way our bodies work is mind-blowing.
Yes.
God is so creative when it came to creating us and what he gave us the ability to do. So you're right. Find something you enjoy. You hate running. You've said that. So many people have told me that. And I get it.
I kept trying. I kept waiting for the runner's high. It never came.
It never hit you.
It never came.
Yeah. But you're right. There's so many, the dancing. I love that. A lot of people love to dance. just go for a walk. I mean, there's nothing better than just getting out in nature, even in your block of, it's your neighborhood, and just going for a walk. And maybe you put some worship music in, or you just pray as you walk.
And there's so much science behind walking, just even emotionally, what it will do for you. A 20-minute walk, especially if you're dealing with depression or anxiety or any of that, just getting out and walking for 20 minutes will just literally you'll feel better in your mind. Not only are you getting your steps in and it's good and healthy, but even emotionally, it's so healthy.
The endorphins.
A great time to talk to God and have a spiritual time. And I always like to listen to podcasts or praise and worship music.
Yeah, that release of endorphins when you work out, and the adrenaline that you can get. Those things are so good.
I want to say this. So my love is strength training, and I want us to talk a little bit about that, because I believe, especially women over 40. I mean, we are going to just share. This is our lane is that strength training is the best because it boosts your metabolism. And it is going to make you stronger. And
as we get older, our bones, our bone health tends to start deteriorating a little. And one of the ways that you can help that is by having strong muscles to support your bones, your ligaments, your tendons, everything support, that support system in place. My mom went for a bone density test. This was probably about 10 years ago. And it came back that it was not great. And they wanted to put her on a prescription, and she wasn't going to do it. She said, absolutely not. I'm not taking any medication. And, it was expensive. And she said, no. I said, okay, Mom, if you don't want to take the medication, that's fine. But let's do some things that can naturally help your bone density so that you can continue to do all the things that you want to do, as you get older. And one of those things was strength training. And so we got her in the little gym in their neighborhood, and I went in and showed her all the things she could do. And building your muscles and maintaining that muscle as we age is so important. And I think that there's so many women who don't realize that. So the strength training is key.
I agree. And I think so many women are afraid of strength training. They think they're going to look manly and all of that. And just trust me, you're not.
No, not unless you're going to get on steroids at the same time.
And especially as we get older, it's so hard to build muscle that you are never going to look like a man. So don't be afraid of that.
No, not at all.
Hello, beautiful. Tresa Todd here. Can you believe this is our 55th MasterClass? And let me tell you, we are celebrating big with 5 full days of live real estate investing, training, multiple strategies taught. And we're going to give you the confidence to start exactly where you are. Plus, I am giving you the Retirement Without Fear bundle. This is an $80 value, which includes my Amazon best-selling book. It includes a power prep packet and even bonus videos featuring the one and only John Maxwell and Kim Kiyosaki. And get this, we are doing all of this for just $17. So sign up today, join us December 7th through 11th, and let's get you one step closer to financial freedom and help us celebrate our 55th Masterclass. And then I wanted to share just another point emotionally. When I started working out, something that I realized, one of the reasons I think that I stuck with it is I'm a thinker. I don't know if that's the right word. My mind just goes all the time. That's one of the reasons I have trouble sleeping is I can't shut my mind off. But what I found is whenever I would go into the gym, even now when you and I work out, for that hour that we're working out, I'm not thinking about anything else. I mean, I'm just thinking about that next movement,
right,
and how many reps, and I'm now you and I may talk through it,
right,
a little, but I'm not thinking.
You mean moan and groan?
Yeah. I'm not thinking about my problems. I'm not thinking about what I need to do later. I'm in that workout.
In the zone. Yeah.
And oh my gosh, when I started realizing that, I couldn't get over how great I would feel when I would leave the gym. And I think that's one, is I was not thinking about anything else. Obviously, I just feel good. I mean, once you get a good workout in, you feel proud of yourself. You feel very glad you did it. There's gratitude. There's just, oh, okay, I
Yes.
did that, and we laugh and say that we, because we're sore all the time. And,
great.
but I love to be sore.
Yes.
Now, not so sore that I can't hardly move, but
Right.
it's a reminder that I'm taking care of my body.
Yes. So I do want to talk about, let's share with our listeners what we do, because I think that if you're listening and you're not a workout person, you haven't ever been, a lot of people have misconceptions, like you've got to spend hours in the gym and you've got to go run and you've got to do all the things that are not, and that's not the case.
No.
We do 30-minute workouts. Now, sometimes ours go to 40 minutes because we do get to talking. We but we don't hit that hour ever, I don't think. And we do 30-minute workouts. We use Pure Physique. We are a part of Pure Physique, which has 30-minute workouts 3 times a week. That's it. Ladies, who has 30 minutes 3 times a week?
Everybody can
Everybody.
find 30 minutes 3 times a week. to
Everybody.
work out.
Yep,
Absolutely.
yep. We get up and have our
I'm just
coffee
gonna
and
throw this out here. If you will,
it out.
if you tell them that you're with Rain, they have a discount for you. So
Yes.
let me just throw that out
Yeah.
there.
And this is the beautiful thing for like the women that we were talking, when you were talking earlier about being intimidated to go to the gym or you don't like to work out in front of people. If you want to work out from home, if you want to get a really good workout in, Pure Physique is a great answer to that because you can do it in your home. It's guided workouts with a personal trainer.
Yes.
He's right there. They're accessible if you have questions that you can, send a little message and ask your questions. But they're
There's
quick.
an accountability group. There's nutrition training
is.
that
There's-
comes along with it. So
yes.
it's Pure Physique.
Physique.
There's an app, so you can Google it. Again, put in Rain if there's a place for a discount code, Rain. And yeah.
And you can do it, and you do it at your own pace. And that's the beautiful thing is that you start where you are, so you don't have to be,
You're
perfect fit
you're
get
going to
started.
need some dumbbells. In the beginning, you probably just need, a 1, 5, and a 10. And then as you get stronger, you're
can add up.
you're going to need a 20.
But if you don't have those, I will say this, ladies, if you don't have the dumbbells, there's things in your house. You can go grab that gallon of milk in the refrigerator and you can use, I'm not kidding,
that's
go
right.
grab
Where
a
there's a
couple
will,
of
there's a way.
cans of soup, where there's a will, there's a way. There, you can do some dips on your bathtub or your chair, your little coffee table.
But again, I just want to mention guided workouts, and that's
Yes.
so important.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself, and that you're doing as many as the right count, and the right reps, and all of that. I love it.
Yeah, and it's a video. So you have it right there on your phone, and he shows you the correct form, how to do the exercises. He does the counting for you, whether it's a timed or a count. And so that is a great place to start, ladies, if you're not. And if you are a gym person and you need to be around people, you can take it on your phone and go do the workout at the gym.
Yep.
And be
That's
in
what
the
I
gym.
do
with
when we're
everybody.
traveling. I just take it in whatever hotel I'm in. I just go to the gym and do my workout there. And you could do it in your garage, inside, outside.
Yes.
Yeah. So we just had to, share that with you. We want you to get a good workout, whatever that is. And we obviously love Pure Physique, but even if that's not what you're going to do, start moving your body.
Just move, right.
Do something.
Find something you love.
And then on our off days when we're not doing that, we do try to walk. So even if
And
it's
some
just
of that's
20 or
just
30 minutes.
just sanity, just
Yes.
to be able to get out away from the work and the stress and the things happening and just clear our mind and get, So yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So I will say this, we've talked about working out, and I think that's harder for most people. That's the easy part for me. Now I'm addicted to working out, and I love, love, love it. You and I seldom ever miss. If we miss a day, we make it up.
Right.
I mean, we seldom ever. Now, this next part that we're going to talk about is harder for me than it is for you.
Yes.
And that is the nutrition. Because this girl loves to eat over here. And I love bread and I love sugar. Melissa's been, you're just way more disciplined.
So I have never really been one. I don't live to eat. I eat to live. And that probably came, I don't know how long ago, because I don't think that I was always that way. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with food. But when I started really viewing food as the fuel for my body, what I needed to put in. It's just like putting gas in your car.
Yeah.
Car's not going to go anywhere if it doesn't have any gas. Same with your body. Your body is not going to function properly. We're not going to be able to do the things that God is calling us to if we haven't filled our tank and nourished our body. And as I started looking at that, I had to find a diet, and by diet I mean a nutrition plan that worked for me. And what I do doesn't work for everybody, but for those of you listening, I lean toward carnivore. I eat a lot of meat, a lot of chicken. Animal products is kind of what I stick to. I learned that green stuff is not my friend. And so you love salads. You'll have a salad every day of the week. So it's opposite, but you got to find what works for your body. And I can't say.
I definitely am trying to get my protein in. I mean, I think every woman over 40 needs to try to be getting 100 grams of protein a day.
Yes, for
where
sure.
most are getting anywhere from 50 to 60 grams of protein a day, if that. Yeah. And so that's just not enough.
No.
That's not enough. So I'm constantly doing it. So we do eat a lot of meat. And here's the difference between Melissa and I. She only eats meat. Not all the time, but I just am way more tempted to also eat a piece of bread.
She puts her meat in the tortilla.
Yes, exactly. So I'm still getting my protein. I just got some little extra stuff that my body didn't need. Now, most of all, I mean, we do pretty good. You do very good. 90. You're a 90, probably 90% eat good.
Probably so.
I am. I'm 80%, and sometimes I drop down into the 75% of eating good. Yeah. And then I'll get back on track, and I'll do I'll do a 80% for a while, and then I'll find myself falling, and I got to get but I've never just, and I think that works. Even. At least if you're just learning. That was a big key for me, is once I started working out, I didn't even know that I needed 100 grams of protein.
Right.
I didn't know that. I didn't know what was here. You know what I would do, Melissa? This would just, I don't even know if I've told you this. If I wanted to lose 5 pounds for something, I would go on a diet. And I would say, okay, I'm not going to eat over 1,000 calories. And I would go and I would buy all these 100-calorie brownies and 100-calorie potato chips and anything that was 100 in calorie. And that's what I would live on. And I would drop my weight, but I didn't put anything good in my body. It was awful stuff that I was putting in my body. I didn't have an education around nutrition. And so once I started getting that, now I love to put healthy foods in my body. And I get all the berries and all the protein, and I get that stuff in my body.
Right.
My biggest weakness that I'm still fighting constantly is I also want to put the other stuff in my body.
Right.
But yeah.
And it's one of those things where if you're at a place where you need to lose weight, if you've got some extra weight that you need to lose, then it's calories in versus calories out.
Be a little more strict.
Yeah, you've got to be a little more strict. I had a friend who used to believe that calories were calories, kind of like that. Like your 100-calorie snacks. Okay, I can have 9 of these today, and I'm staying under 1,000 calories, which is true. Yeah. But you weren't fueling your body. No. You were filling it.
Unhealthy.
It was not healthy, right? So I would say, you've got to find a diet. And the fad diets, there's so many out there that come and go. And, find an eating plan that works for you that you can do. The high protein that I do, honestly, because there's so much protein involved, I stay full. Like I find it hard to get... I shoot for about 120 grams of protein to 130 grams of protein a day. And I sometimes find it hard to get that because I'm so full, and that was a game changer for me when I really geared toward the carnivore diet. And I'm not saying carnivore is for everyone. It's a great eating plan if that's, what works for you. My husband is polar opposite. He's a pescatarian, I believe is what it would be. He eats no meat whatsoever. He'll eat fish. Yeah. And that's it. And eggs. He will eat eggs. Yeah. So, but it's kind of funny how we're total opposites in that. Mm-hmm. But it works for him.
The thing I think that we're really saying is get educated with your nutrition.
Yes.
Understand what's good for you and what's not good for you. And that helps me knowing, like, there are some things that I never touch. Mm-hmm. I seldom ever eat anything fried. I love a good French fry, but I don't really have them very often at all. I just don't even go there anymore. I'm going to save my bad food for the things that I really love, So anyway, and then of course you want to talk a little bit about hydration.
I do, that's one thing I think that gets skipped a lot as far as health goes is the hydration. It gets overlooked, and it's so important to keep your body, because once you're dehydrated, it takes a little while to get you back, right? So to stay hydrated throughout the day is so important. And I know, people are carrying their water bottles and their big cups of water around. And I really feel like I have a drinking problem, because I have mine with me all the time. I'm constantly drinking. It's in my car with me. It comes here to your house. It goes wherever I go. I have my water.
And a good aim for that is half your body weight in ounces.
Yes.
So if you weigh 150 pounds, you need 75 ounces of water
At least
a day.
And if you can get a little more, and ladies, there's so many benefits to it, because first of all, not only does it make us healthier, but our skin is brighter. You will have more energy. You're flushing out toxin stuff first. Your digestive system appreciates it. There's just so many benefits.
If you can't do anything, that was something, for some reason, I didn't care anything about my health, but I had, since my 20s, I did drink the water. That was the only thing I did. So listen, if that's the only thing, if you're hearing us and you're like, I ain't going to the gym, I'm going to eat all the pie and the cake, just drink the water too.
Yeah.
Do one thing, and be consistent with it. But getting hydrated, putting healthy foods in your body, and moving your body is a game changer.
But it goes back to really taking care of the temple of what God gave us. And we've talked about in previous episodes gratitude and being thankful for what we have. And no matter what your body looks like, tall or short, thin, large, whatever, be thankful that you have it. And God has given you this, and you can improve it. If you're not happy with it, He's given us ways to improve it. And another one that I do want to touch on that gets overlooked a lot is the rest and recovery. That's your sleep, ladies. That's as important as your hydration almost, Don't deprive yourself of that. And that's why I love the Pure Physique workouts 3 times a week, is that some people are at the gym 7 days a week, just working their body, and there's no rest time. There's no downtime. And that's not healthy either. No. So we do need that rest and that time of recovery for our body to really rejuvenate.
Yes. Well, rest is just as spiritual as all the other things that we do. So even God rested on the seventh day. So look, we need to work out. We need to take care of our body, but we also need to rest. Recovery is definitely not laziness. No. It is just that. It's wisdom.
Yes, it is.
It is recovery. And so don't burn yourself out, but do get in there. And we hope that this will encourage you. First of all, if you're doing it, stay with it. If you're not, then, get in there and start, just start somewhere. Start moving your body at least 3 days a week, walking, of course, strength training. Check out Pure Physique. We'll drop the link in the show notes, and our code.
Yeah, for sure. And just start with the nutrition aspect, and that. If that's a struggle for you, cut out one thing. What's one thing you struggle with? Yeah. Cut out one little thing.
Cut out sugar
the fried
for
foods.
3 days, or whatever.
And I've done that before. Where I've cutting out sugars. I don't necessarily look at every single thing that has sugar in it, but I call them my known sweets,
right?
My cakes and cookies and candies and those things that I know are culprits. So just start somewhere. Just honor God in taking care of your body somehow, because He rewards us when we take care of the gifts He's given us.
So good.
So today we've covered a lot: fitness, food, rest, the hydration. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to this: you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Your body is a temple, and caring for it is truly an act of worship.
So true. So true. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about honoring your purpose. Take one step toward better health, not for vanity, but for victory in Christ.
Yes, I love this topic. From movement to mindset, from food to faith, it all comes back to this: your body is truly a gift, and caring for it is a way that we honor the Creator. So whether you're just starting your wellness journey or you've been on this path for years, remember, you're not striving for perfection. You're pursuing purpose. every step forward is progress. So we're grateful you joined us today. If something from this episode encouraged you, challenged you, or inspired you, would you do us a favor and share it with a friend or post it on your socials? And don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. We've got more powerful conversations coming your way to equip you to live to your fullest potential in every area of your life. So until next time, remember, your health is holy, your body is a temple, and your strength comes from the Lord. We bless you. Be brave and dream big.
Listeners, if you're aiming for financial freedom, dreaming of designing a life you absolutely love, or just curious about how real estate can transform your future, you're in the right place.
Yes, ladies, if that sounds like what you want, our masterclass is the key. It's easy to understand, super straightforward, and packed with all the secrets you need to start investing in real estate confidently and successfully. Why wait to build your dream future? Join us and let us make your dreams a stunning reality.
Just click the Masterclass link in the notes below.
And we can't wait to begin this journey with you.